The Washroomium application has been installed on an Android phone to demonstrate its capability in a real-life scenario. The Washroomium icon is the shape of a washroom with a blue background to make it eye-catching for the user while searching for the application on their smartphone. To launch the application, the icon is pressed and the splash screen appears to give the user a first impression of the app. Now that we are on the landing screen, I have a few interesting features. As a cloud database is being used, having a stable internet connection is necessary to use the app. When turning off all internet connections, the application will display a network error message to the user when he tries to sign in. On the landing page, the user can read and accept the privacy policy set for the app. This is done by clicking on the Read and Accept Our Privacy Policy button. In an event where the user tries to use the application without accepting the privacy policy, a toast message will notify him or her about that. After checking the Accept Our Privacy Policy box, the app will allow the user to log in. It has to be noted that the developer has used the Firebase anonymous login feature as not to retain any personal information of the user. When clicking on the Continue as a Washroom User button, the app will direct the user to the level selection page. The application works in such a way that in order to locate oneself, the user has to select a level and a block. And then based on the selection done, the application will suggest the user with the 3 nearest washrooms. It has to be noted that the developer has assumed APU to have 4 levels and 4 blocks. To continue with the demo, in an event when the user wants to log out from the application, a dialog box will pop up to confirm the user's decision. If he or she accepts, that will redirect him or her back to the landing page. In an event where the user does not select a level, the system does not receive an input and display a toast message to select a level before continuing. Once the user selects a level and clicks on the next button, he or she will be directed to the block selection page. If the user wishes to select the level again, the back button can be used from the top right hand corner. The app displays the same message if the block is not selected. Once selected, the app will display the 3 nearest washrooms from the user's location. From there, the user can view the occupancy status of the washroom cubicles. A prototype has been built to simulate the scenarios of washroom cubicle occupancy status. A PIR sensor has been used in each cubicle to detect motion. When motion is detected, the cubicle is occupied, otherwise it's available. A hand gesture is used for the PIR sensor to detect motion in the female washroom cubicle. This event will communicate to the database and display occupied on the app. While leaving the cubicle, the app will change its status back to available. The PIR this time detects motion inside the male washroom cubicle. The status of the male washroom cubicle changes from available to occupied. Here, both cubicles seems to be occupied. Therefore, this will be displayed on the app. In an event where a particular cubicle is occupied, the user can use the back button and select a second cubicle or a third one. In a scenario where a user has found a dirty cubicle, he can use the report feature to report a washroom cubicle to the washroom supervisor. The user can use the report button and can select several issues from a drop-down. After that, an image can be uploaded either from the device gallery or camera. The report is submitted with a dialog box to confirm. The washroom supervisor can log in into the app by using the Login as a Washroom Supervisor button, which will lead him to the login page. It must be noted that the washroom supervisor can only log in using credentials provided to him by the organization, which is APU in this case. If no text is inserted, the system will ask the supervisor to enter some text when he clicks on the login button. If the supervisor enters a wrong email format, for example, the system will prompt him about it, telling him that this is a wrong format and has to change. If a wrong email is keyed in, the system will verify it against the database, and if no similar email is found, it will prompt the user that this email doesn't exist. Similarly, if a wrong password is added, the system will check it against the database, and then if no such password is found, it will display a toast message to the user that this password doesn't match. If the washroom supervisor wishes to change his or her email, he has to click on the Forget Password button. From there, he has to enter on his email on which he wishes to receive the password reset link and click Enter. The system will prompt a message to check his email. From there, the user navigates to his inbox, and Firebase will send the reset email to his. From there, the washroom supervisor can use that email provided to reset his password. Here, the new password is entered and saved. This will change the password on the database and will allow the user to log in again with that new password. When signing in with the correct credentials, the system will direct the supervisor to the report listing page. This is where all user reports are shown. From there, the supervisor can allocate and deploy cleaners to clean the reported washrooms through the Contact Cleaner button. This will open the phone's contact that will allow him to call the respective cleaner. Once cleaning has been done, the cleaners informs the supervisor. The supervisor can then solve the report by clicking on the Solve button, accept, and once done, the report will be discarded successfully. To end with, the supervisor can log out from his account when he wishes to. Thank you for your kind attention.